Hello friends and welcome to the video. So here we are on the next step in the direct path, a user guide by Goode. We're looking at these experiments. We're now in the mind section, and today we're going to look at whether thoughts, perceptions, sensations and feelings are different. So the idea being that everything is arising in awareness, and it's really just all made out of awareness. It's when you sit there in meditation, you're aware, you can feel you're aware, and then that's because the reflected consciousness is bouncing back at you. Now a sensation, a thought arises out of nothing, apparently. It's out of awareness. It's there, and then it goes back into awareness, and there's nothing left. Where did it go? It just vanished. Well, no, it just went back into this consciousness that you are. Now, it's also considered to be an illusion, of course, because you are the real thing. Your level of reality is higher than your dreams or what appears to you. You're the real thing here. Now, so we're going to look at these, see if these things are actually different. It's the first step into breaking down arisings, basically. Somebody put on my last video that he's getting a bit fed up of me saying arising in awareness, but yes, that's the terminology used in this book, so that's the one I'm going to use. You could say something different if you like, I don't know, your openness and like Jean Klein kind of style, your, I don't know, anyway, something like that. But no, I'm just going to keep using arising in awareness until I stop using it, which will be later when we actually let go of arisings and awareness as well. It's all going to be gone soon. So let's look at them. I'll use the same suggestions as Goode does in the book. So you can first we're going to look at a color, a perception. A sensation. I think he calls them sensations rather than perception. But so sit in front of a wall with a flat color in front of you and look at that color. Just don't let thoughts get in the way. Just see what it's like. Let it arise in your awareness, and then drop. Well, basically, you look the other way. And then think of a thought. So maybe the suggestion here is that Paris is in France, and make it as real as you can. Maybe remember somebody telling you that Paris was in France. Maybe you visited Paris in France. Maybe you had a test where you had to say that Paris was in France. Or you've seen a map, and just kind of north to the northwest, northeast of Spain is France. And then somewhere at the top of that, near the top, is Paris. There you go, in France. So think about that, and then let that subside as well. Then bring up an emotion. So the suggestion by Goode is that you imagine that you get a letter saying that you've won the lottery or you've won a windfall, an inheritance. You're going to get a whole lot of money, and then every month, more money. $1 million a month or something like that, who knows. So just imagine that. And you imagine you're opening the letter, what feelings arise? It could be joy, surprise, shocked. In my case, I'd probably be suspicious that it's a scam. I'd probably just throw it away straight away. Or disgust that you're going to be so super rich, more than all these other normal people, and maybe you should look into how you give it away. So there you go. Shouldn't go into it too much, but really feel that emotion, and then let that subside. Now we look back at them, and they're very different. Clearly, it's a color. It's and there's a thought, and the color's not like a thought, is it? Maybe a thought of a color's like a color. Anyway, and then you have the emotion, and the emotion's not like a color, unless maybe you've got synesthesia where these cross, or you've taken LSD and you're experiencing colors as people, and sounds as smells, and who knows. Now, so that what you're experiencing now, this feeling that they're clearly very different, that's a thought. That's a thought in the present. That's referencing these previous thoughts, saying that these previous arisings, saying that this is and this and this, they're different. Let's try to do it again and see if there's anything in the actual experience, one by one, that kind of says that they're different to anything else. So and I would suggest that you can do these experiments just as thought experiments. A lot of them, I think you can just understand them intellectually and you can see the truth of them with a lot of them. But with this one, actually try to do the experiment so that you can actually really see what a color is like. Now, so look at this wall with color, and are there any labels that say it's different to a thought? Is there anything about that color that says it's different to any other kind of mental arising? Is it a mental object, if you prefer? Or is it just this color arising in awareness? Now, then bring up the thought, the Paris in France, and again, are there any tags on that thought separating it from any other type of object in mental object? And then let that subside. And then bring up the emotion, the feeling of elation or relief that you've got all this money. You never have to worry about anything again. And again, see, is there anything in that says that it's substantially different from any other arising in awareness? Is it anything more than a thought? Is it outside? Does it point to anything outside? Is there anything that it refers to? Or is it just arising in awareness? And I think what you'll see is that these are just consciousness. These are just things that appear to you in your awareness. Now, even if you look at it from a material point of view, inside your head, all of these things are just made of the mind. But we are not looking at that. We are saying that the mind is within consciousness itself. So everything just arises in consciousness to consciousness, and it is just all non-dual. There is no difference. It's like the analogy of the golden ornaments. So you have a bracelet, a ring, and a tiara, all made of gold. And yes, they have different forms, they have different names, but really they are all gold. There's no difference between them. Okay, so that's today's experiment. We're going to go into this a bit more. We're going to look at whether, in the next episode, we're going to look at whether things actually happen at once. We have this feeling that you look at a multicolored, forest, and it seems like there are all these different colors. The traditional teaching, I don't know if it's traditional, but the main teaching in Advaita Vedanta or non-duality is that you can't have more than one arising at a time. And some people say that we experience them so quickly. So you see, green gold, maybe 50 times a second, and it appears as being, an experience of a multitude of objects. But we're not even going to need that, because we're going to look at this from direct experience, as we do with everything else, and we see that exactly what happens in direct experience, that there is no multiplicity of things arising in awareness. Okay, so I'll see you then. I hope it was interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.